And all those motherfuckers. Nobody knows those people on this podcast, I assure you. All right, man. I gotta run.
I assure you.
Oh, he's actually there?
No, he's on the phone.
Hey, is that old gay Terry? Oh wait,
I love you, TJ. I'm out. All right. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
My fucking that's my friend from way back in the day. That's the One Rainy Night in Nashville guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds
He
like
looks-
the beginning of a gay novel.
Well, if you listen to the podcast, it's the beginning of an epic story.
Rainy night.
That's not a foul.
Is the game still competitive?
It's trying to be.
Yeah. Miami's really trying to be competitive.
Yeah. I
I
hope they make
guess.
mistakes. But... All right, let me take a look at what's going on here. Let's take a look at the shot attempt here. Oh yeah, this thing's over.
Yeah, it was like a 20-some point game 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I expected. I am rooting for Miami, but I kind of expected Denver to run away with this.
Well, I hope they don't because I hate Denver.
I fucking hate Denver too. Ha! Kentavious Caldwell poop. Well, I mean, technically the game's not over, but
No, and Miami's only down a dozen now.
yeah, those two missed free throws. I mean, that shit.
They
man.
scored 9 points in the first minute and a half of the fourth quarter. So, I mean, like, it's doable. Oppenheimer is an R-rated film, and the IMAX film prints are 11 miles long and weigh 600 pounds.
Say it again. They're how big?
11 miles long and weigh 600 pounds.
Holy shit.
Because I'm pretty sure they said it was like over 3 hours.
One time I saw they were taking in the reel into the Cinemark in Eugene, and I was like, damn, those things are huge. Yeah. I never realized how big they actually are, and this is right before everything became digital.
Yeah, the IMAX ones are fucking huge.
Good enough, I'm smart enough,
game.
And doggone it, people like me.
Oh, I actually have a question for you guys.
Yeah, is this a podcast question or is this just a
podcast question that might be a short game?
Oh, a game.
Actually, you know what? I've been thinking about this a while, and this really kind of re-sparked it in my head again. Because I like to look at weird news stories and stuff like that.
Weird nude stories.
Yep, nudes.
Oh wait, nudes. Oh wait.
I want to start looking at all these weird stories that I read, and I want to give you the details, and have you guys guess where in the world it's at.
Okay, I like that.
I'm gonna start looking into it more for next week, but like I said, I've thought about it before, but this week I saw a story, so we'll have a trial run today.
I like it.
I like that. I have the American Gladiators documentary, and Getting Fired.
Yeah,
I figured Getting Fired would be a big one.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about. I probably have a lot to say about it. I don't
Did
feel
you
like
not watch any Ted Lasso because
I did not because
should have.
that's a watch with the wife show.
Well, it came out yesterday.
Well, I'm sorry I haven't watched Ted Lasso.
You know what I say to that?
What?
You've heard it before. Don't be sorry. Be better.
Okay. Well, I'll be better at watching TV.
Hold on. Let me be better at sitting in one place.
Bro, I've been
wasting
practicing
hours
this
of
week
my
and
life.
not going anywhere, and I'm getting really fucking good at it.
9-point game.
Let's go. 226.
So this chick on Tinder, we matched, and
There's no chicks on Tinder.
Her message to me was, "Yes, please."
Oh.
And so I wrote, "You're welcome."
That seems appropriate.
Yeah, I feel like that's the response that she was probably looking for.
Like, come get this dick.
Yeah. And she's kind of cute.
How many kids does she have, though?
That's the thing. I'm waiting for that to pop up.
Yeah. Once you gotta marry them in their 20s, otherwise you're stepdad.
Well, she's 27 and it has kids, plural, but also in this area, like
by 20s, I inferred like 22.
Right. I got a couple of 22ers.
22ers.
Yeah. I've decided to not feel weird about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, because for a while I did, just because I had dated when I was in like 28, 29, I dated a couple 21, 22, and they were just really dumb.
Really dumb.
Like, yeah. Or like they would try to make me feel dumb. I remember I was walking with one of them through Macy's before it shut down, and they were having sales on all their kitchen stuff. And I walked up to these pots and pans. I'm like, yo, these are some really good pots and pans. This is a great price. And she's like, you're old. And I'm like, no, I'm informed. And you're a child.
I'm sorry that you don't understand what good pots and pans are.
Yeah, I would have been like, wait, do you not know how to cook?
Right.
Like, seems like you're ruining it for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and get some Tefal and
you should have been like, oh, sorry, here's the microwave safe dishes.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry. I did one of those things once where I left the spoon in the bowl and put it in the microwave.
Ooh.
Yeah, but nothing happened, and I played it off totally cool, like I knew what I was doing. Because Jen's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, you can put stainless in the microwave. Like, because that was in my knowledge that it is something that you can do, but I played it off like I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, because there's no impurities, and so there's nothing to.
Right. 12-point game again. You guys got to get stops. You can't be letting them score. Haywood Jablomi. No, Highsmith. Haywood Highsmith?
Dang.
That sounds made up. That sounds more made up than Haywood Jablomi.
Haywood Highsmith. That sounds like a name that Marvel came up with because they like to do that.
Right. Yes, that would be perfect.
And his superhero name's like
his name
Hawkman.
His first name is Agent. I came up with an idea for a different type of podcast. I told Dave, I don't know if anybody else. River has practice tomorrow until 5. Okay. Anyway, my idea was like Call of Duty war stories. Right? Like every week you tell the stories. Oh, Jake's gone. His fucking video was frozen.
Oh, yeah. I was just listening to Jokic slur his way through an interview.
Right?
I was so full that I threw the ball to the guy and he shot it and we played well and the 3 more and we are the champions.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, I'd imagine.
Hope they don't win.
Very much so.
We don't need a Denver championship.
Mm.
Nowhere in the script do we need Denver to win anything. Not the Broncos.
You sure you want to stick with that?
No, I'm okay with the Colorado Rockies and the Colorado Avalanche. It's Denver I've got a problem with.
Oh, okay. All right.
They are still in Denver, though, aren't they?
They are, but they're not the Denver. They're not the Denver Avalanche.
They're not named that.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I'm getting super granular with who I hate here.
Mm-hmm. I used to always go to Billy and be like, hey, remember that time you almost got drafted by the Rockies? Because they had when he was playing in college, they had a Rocky scout at a couple of his games. And he's like, they weren't there for me. I was like, how do you know? He's like, because they say who they're there for.
Yeah, that'll definitely.
I was like, no, that's just deception.
But if you'd have played well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had actually hit the ball.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nolan. The worst possible thing happened. Nolan suddenly got good at baseball.
Oh.
Like he had that Disney movie moment where like he did one thing right and it unlocked the entire game.
Oh geez.
He broke his arm.
He's playing second base. They hit a pop up. He's like, I got it. And then like after one game when he was doing the whole I don't want to swing the bat, I want to walk and get on base bullshit.
Yeah.
Like we had if you don't swing the bat in the next game, you're done playing baseball. Like we didn't buy a bat for you to stand there and hold.
I could have gotten you a 2x4.
Yeah, you could just go up there without a bat.
Could have been Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Ho! It was like, I mean, we can send you up there without a bat. You're not going to use it anyway. And then the next game, he was first pitch swinging, and I was like, okay, there we go. And then he fucking ripped it, and I was like,
is there a rule that says you have to have a bat in your hand?
I don't think there is. I don't think there is a rule that says you have to have a bat.
Yeah. There's a rule about gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there? Because you can take your glove off if the ball is stuck in it and throw your glove.
But you can't take your ball off to stop a ball.
I wouldn't take my ball off to stop anything.
Can't take your glove off to stop a ball, because there's been a few times where a line drive over their head and they just throw their hand up and then throw the glove and it hits the ball and then they make the play. So that's a rule now. You can't do that. Yeah. If it's a hot grounder, if it's a worm burner.
Dave's been playing the show.
You can't take your glove off and throw it at the ball to stop it.
Be a lot cooler if you could.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit. If you throw your glove at the ball and it stops the ball and you still have to run over there and get the ball, pick it up and throw. Why is that against the rules?
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if a football team decided that they wanted to take a 5-yard penalty before kicking a field goal. Unless you're on the 2-yard line to change your angle.
Yeah, get yourself a little better of angle. I've seen that.
I don't understand how if you tag someone with your glove and the ball's in there, that counts as tagging them with the ball. But I'm holding the ball. If I tag them, say the ball's in my left hand in the mitt, and I touch them with my right hand, that should count as an out.
It should. I agree.
Because if you're going to count that extension of me, because I'm technically not even touching the ball, just the glove is touching
you're in less contact with the ball.
Right.
You can also just hit a motherfucker with the ball and he's out.
Yeah, are there peg outs? Because there should be peg outs.
There are peg outs. There was one like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, because he ended up getting out of the game.
If a runner is struck by a live ball, the runner is called out.
Yeah, but that's not the same. Like if somebody throws it,
it's a live ball. That's what happened in the game. The guy was running up the first base line. The pitcher picked up the ball. He threw it and he hit him in the middle of the back, and they called him out.
Was he in the?
He was on the base path.
Well, then they should just always do that.
Yeah,
I would.
This game would be way more fun.
Dude, just bouncing the ball off of dudes'
with as hard as those guys throw. Yeah.
Ping.
I feel like they should allow fights too in baseball.
Oh yeah.
I feel like just allow it.
Yep. It's gotta be hockey.
If a pitcher beans 3 guys in 2 innings, that third guy should be allowed to call him out and fight him on the mound. No bench clearing. No one runs out of the dugout. You let the pitcher's mound is your ring, and you fight.
Or the other option, if you bean a guy and they bean
Herb
you,
Dean shows up and he's just like, all right,
he's out.
Fight.
Then someone sneezes and he calls the KO.
I mean, sometimes.
What's going on? What do you got?
A headache.
Yeah, that's fun.
Snot
fun. Is it a snot headache?
It is. It might be, because I was outside earlier, so it wouldn't surprise me. But usually those are like right here. This is more on the right side only.
Like a temple headache?
Mm-hmm.
Like that one like blood vessel that's like right here that just starts throbbing for no reason?
Uh-huh.
Yep, I know that headache.
It's that one.
That headache sucks.
It's not my favorite.
The last time I had that headache, it was the last time I had that one was associated with tooth pain, which could.
Oh, that could be it.
That might track with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did go to the dentist again today, and he's like, "How are we doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." He's like, "Oh, all right. Let me look." All right.
You didn't tell me you're in pain still?
I'm dying of pain.
He wouldn't have done anything anyway.
Yeah.
I need opiates or I'm going to die.
That's kind of what I said last week. I was like, "Motherfucker, give me some Vicodin now before I kill you."
One of us is going to end up dead. Is it you or me?
You pick.
You pick. Because if I don't get Vicodin, there will be a death.
Vicodin, bing, bing, bing.
Vicodin, bing, bing.
I like the Vikes.
I'm trying to remember the next bar in that track.
Right.
It's gonna bother me.
Just type it in somewhere.
That's what I'm
doing. There you go. I wasn't looking. Man, you know who Janelle Monáe is?
Janelle Monáe.
Did she show her boobs?
Was she in a swimsuit?
Yeah. I mean, maybe. She's probably in a swimsuit. She was in that Glass Onion movie.
When she first came on the scene, she always wore like a tuxedo for her music videos, and that same Monet chick.
Does she go by a different name, like as a like Snoop Dogg has his stage name? Does she have a stage name or something like that?
No, I think it was always Janelle Monáe.
Oh. But anyway, she's decided that she said she feels happier when her boobs are out. She said tits.
Me too.
And I was like, you know what? I'm glad someone said it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel the same way about her boobs.
Yeah. I'm always happier when there's boobs out. Just boobs about town, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Boobs About Town is the name of the pre-show.
Boobs About Town.
Before your internet died.
Yeah.
I was telling you my idea for another podcast.
Oh yeah, the Call of Duty War Stories.
Yeah, Call of Duty War Stories. Because I had this one that I told Dave, and I think did I tell Brian?
Yeah.
I did tell Brian.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. And now I'm going to tell you my Call of Duty War Story from yesterday. So I'm playing with two of these guys I play with a lot. One guy's name is Bullet Sponge, and the other guy's name is Destructagon. And we're in this area of the map where there's all these locked buildings, and somebody shoots a sniper bullet at us. We're like, oh shit, somebody sees us from far away. And then I have the vest on that tells me when somebody's near. It's a comms vest. And I'm like, hey, it says somebody's near us, or what did it say? A platoon of operators, which means more than 3 enemies are near you, like real people.
Yep. So 3 to 6 people.
I'm like, hey, let's get in this building right here. There's this one building that we know has one way in and one way out. So we go in there and like set up to hide. Well, as we're going in, the one guy, Bullet Sponge, he's over there trying to make a gun or something. And he's
over there trying to knit a sweater. And you're trying to put
something.
Tiger Balm in this jungle's nuts.
Yeah, exactly. And so he gets fucking killed outside the building. So it's just me and Destructagon inside the building. And I lay down on a spot where I can see the doorway, and he's up on another spot at a different angle further away where he can see the doorway. And one guy's like taunting us. He's like, come on out, guys. We just want to talk. And I'm like, the fuck you do?
Yeah.
You guys want to join up with us? And we figured out that I think they had 5. I'm pretty sure they had 5 because I had 3 kills. Destructagon had 3 kills that game, and we only saw 6 people. So anyway, I'm like, we can't join you because if we join you, the 2 of us would leave our third. So we're just gonna fight this out, I guess, or you guys can just fuck off and leave us alone. One guy barges it straight in. He's fucking dead. Second guy thinks he's fucking slick. He tries to hit me with his bomb drone, like flies it in, but I'd thrown down a mine, and so when he got near it, it blew up the bomb drone. Couldn't get either of us. Another guy slides into the same spot that first guy was in. I'm like, he's fucking dead. Then another guy gets
ASAP mob over here.
Another guy gets into the doorway, I can't see him, but Destructagon fucking lasers him. Fucking just kills him. So they can't pick him up because he's in a spot where as soon as he moves, he's getting shot. So it's now down to 2-on-2, and they send out invites for us to join them. And I'm like, I got an idea. I fucking join their squad. One of them, I'm like, I can now see where they're at because they're on my team. And so I see the one, I'm like, hey, Destructagon, there's one running in the door right now. And I fucking switch back to the other team, to my original team, and fucking I'm like, brr, brr, we fucking killed the rest of them. And they're like, what the fuck? I thought we were joining squads. I'm like, we never fucking said that, you idiots. Fuck off.
Yeah. You came up here with 5 guys trying to rush my ass, and then you want to get mad that we beat your shit.
They were mad too. We're just like, sorry.
Get good.
I just outplayed you that time.
I like the old switch teams method. It's fun, and it always pisses off the people that were rushing you because they're like, hey, you're on our team. You're like, I lied.
I lied.
I am Napoleon.
So here it is, Robin. I found it because there's a lot of lyrics in this song.
Oh.
I invented violence, you vile, venomous, vault of bitches, vain Vicodin, vin. Texas Chainsaw left his brains all dangling from his neck while his head barely hangs on. Blood, guts, guns, cuts, knives, lives, wives, nuns, sluts. Bitch, I'ma kill you.
Bitch, I'ma kill you. You don't want to fuck with... Yep.
Yeah, that's old Eminem.
That's pretty early. Was that from his first one or second?
I think that's off Marshall Mathers.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm just Marshall Mathers. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what album. Kill You album. Kill You album.
I kill you.
Yeah, Marshall Mathers LP.
Silence.
Did you watch, speaking of things that are watched, did you watch the newest Beavis and Butthead?
No, yesterday I was catching up on last week's, and I think I got like halfway through last week's, and I was like 2 weeks behind. So
the one I love the sunburn episode. He's like,
yeah,
I'm really gonna kill you.
Maybe he thinks he hires a hitman.
This is a guy. It's good shit.
The show is funny.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a good ass show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby!
Let's go, baby!
All right, here we are. We're back again. It's another edition. It's another fist-pumping episode of my show.
Yeah, getting fisted.
And if we're talking about getting fisted, there's one man who's an expert. It's Dave.
Elasticity gone.
Donut.
Buttholes.
You look at Dave. Dave is like a Krispy Kreme, just glazed donuts.
Glazed donuts. And over here we got the glazer. It's Robin.
Jake Glazer.
We've got
Jake Glazer.
Blazer.
And laser and taser. And and yes, my consigliere, the hoop snake known as Jake. Yeah, whoa, hey, watch it.
It's me. One take Jake back in the saddle again. For those
Black
of you
Jason
wearing headphones. Sorry about that. No, don't call it. Don't those 5 letters in that order don't need to be said.
JASON.
Ah. Yeah, unless we're talking about July, August, September, October, November, in which case we can talk about that.
Right? That's what I assumed it was.
Yeah, But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just jump right into it. I got fired.
You're fucking fired, Bob.
Got fucking fired. Son of a bitch does it all the time.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, apparently, a conversation on Wednesday of me saying, I'm not out to get this guy. I'm willing to work with him if he's willing to work with me. Like, I'll do my part, and I'm willing to do what it takes to make this work. Mm-hmm. Then I got called into the office on Thursday and was told that there had been some incidents of unprofessionalism over the past few months, and they needed to let me go because of it, and that they were going to be taking the department in a different direction.
Did you ask for said incident?
No, I no, because I'm gonna fucking talk to a lawyer soon.
Yep.
Ah.
That's because I was just thinking, when they has to be documented. They can't just be like.
Right.
There was no. I have no documentation of anything. Like
neither do they.
I don't know if you have a union, but I've worked with
don't.
enough. Okay, but I've worked with enough places that are unionized and non-unionized, and the big thing is like you have to document shit.
Yeah. The problem is though, like it's a right to work, right to fire state. So I mean, basically they can just decide that they don't want you to work there anymore, and being a private company, they can make that choice. But I'm gonna see.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but I'm still gonna run it up the flagpole and get a free consult and see if anybody wants to make a couple $100.
Right, because as you said, it is a free to work, all that shit state, but you can't say that it's because of this if you don't have it documented.
That's fair. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking to an attorney, and I don't know, I might be suing a millionaire.
Yep. Also, it's a free to work or whatever that phrase is. I know what it means, but they also said, oh, we can't fire that one guy because he's still in his probation time. We have to wait till the end of his probation time to fire him.
Right. And then they just decided to keep him.
Yeah,
that guy.
Well, was that so?
I mean, I got what I wanted. I don't work with the fucking guy anymore.
That's fair. That is fair. Is that the same guy that was in HR for like an hour?
Yeah. Definitely.
You don't think that bus was
I know.
backing up and tossed y'all right underneath it?
Yeah, that guy's a fucking piece of shit.
Like,
it's unfortunate he lives in a different county, because I would just walk around in the streets until we ran into each other.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you don't know where he works right now.
Yeah, and it's not like I can't see his car from my balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, spud guns are legal in all 50 states.
Yeah, I was thinking about just dropping some nails over where he parks in the middle of the night.
Well, I'm just going to cut that at 1839.
Cut that.
Leave it in.
And then we're going to fuck his wife.
Ah!
I don't know, she's probably
a bitch.
Yeah. She probably weighs more than all of us put together, and we're not small dudes.
No, we're not. I mean, I go a solid 210, and I cover the ground I walk on.
That's why he works at a fucking shipyard, because he's working on a whaling vessel.
Hey-o!
I mean,
I don't know. She's probably a nice lady.
Or not.
Fuck her.
I would rather not.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Turns out she's just smoking fucking hot.
Yeah, she's a fucking dime piece.
She's a fucking show.
Yeah, it's just it was one of those deals. Like they called Bailey, and he's sitting here, so it's not like I'm talking. Hey, see, there he is. Yeah, so they called Bailey in to fire him because he had already quit. And that
made a lot of sense, because they're like, we can't handle you for another week.
Well, I mean, they kind of hooked Bailey up, if we're being honest. They're like, we're going to pay you for another week, and you can just get paid for a week.
Oh.
So, yeah, they paid him. Like, they did the same for me, but they also, like, I was planning on showing up to work on Monday.
Like next Monday, yeah.
Yeah, like today I was planning on being at work. So, it's kind of weird when you have like this 8 hours of your day, like scheduled out in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Like you don't have any plans then. Like all of a sudden I'm like, now what do I do now? Like
what do I do with my hands?
What do I do with my hands? Like,
I think that's the name of the episode even.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm not building boats. I'm going to be building some wood.
Yeah. Working the mast. Working the mast. Yeah, get it, Dave.
Violent masturbation.
Maybe that should be the name of the episode.
Right? I was already writing, but yep.
Violent masturbation.
Violent pornography over there.
Good song.
Violent masturbation after Boobs About Town.
Not unrelated.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, like I said I had a lot to say about it, but like the more I think about it, like I really don't. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it doesn't make any logical sense why you would. And like my direct supervisor was having a conversation with me on Wednesday, about, well, here's what we're going to be doing with you for the next couple months. Like, we're going to, like, you and I are going to be doing this, and we're going to be doing that. And we have these projects that we need to do, and we got this that we need to do. And you know, I'm really going to need you to be kind of my Swiss Army knife in the department. I'm like, yeah, that's already what I do, stupid. And then, yeah, so that conversation happened Wednesday. And then I got fired. He went and had a long conversation with HR on Thursday. And they came back after lunch and fired me. And so then I sent him a few text messages, none of which were threatening adjacent. I'll just put that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, he was talking about going down to the local bar after work and having a few beverages. Well, I had a few hours to think about things, and then I walked down to the bar where I had assumed he would be, and he didn't show up. He wasn't there until later when we were leaving, and I just texted him like, surprised he didn't show up at Loretta's ellipsis. But there were a couple other leads, and I walked in like, hey, people I used to work with. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, guy shit can 2 hours ago.
Wow.
So yeah, but apparently it seems as though former manager tried his best to not let me get fired, but I don't think his best is very good. So yeah, I think he probably was unable to do what he thought he would be able to do because he's not good at it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they're left with a feckless leader who doesn't actually run anything, a dickhead in the warehouse who's pissed everybody off, and then one person manning a stockroom.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking reap what they sow here pretty soon, because it's gonna, yeah.
And on top of that, the reason they were giving me why they couldn't get rid of Jason is because we are so bare bones right now. We can't afford to lose anybody. Two people. Oh yeah, two people. Two people.
I saw that. I was just like,
I'm no math magician here, but these numbers don't add up.
This math isn't mathing, is it?
Yeah.
I'm Asian and I don't even get it.
It's Dave, you're not a math Asian. We've already talked about this. You're a food
Michael
Asian.
Scott not understanding addition by subtraction. I never understood that. Yeah, because it doesn't work.
It must be one of them new maths.
New math, yeah. Common core.
Cores.
Yeah, common core maths.
Yeah.
Common whore math.
These common whores doing their common things.
Yeah. I also
for common whores.
One of my favorite text messages I've ever sent. I said, well, I'll just read the comment. Oh, I think I deleted it because I was like, fuck that guy. Where is it? Oh yeah, I said, he's like, yeah, he probably won't last another 6 months anyway. And I was like, yeah, well, when you guys need me in 6 months, I'm going to be expensive.
Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he'll be like, I know a guy who could do this, but I don't think you're gonna like the answer.
Right.
Because yeah, I mean, and if you were to go around to any of the leads that I worked with, that I interfaced with on a daily basis, every one of them thought I was at least competent and decent at what I did and likable.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't a single lead who would at least like scowl in my face. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I take that, I had to take that with a grain of salt, because I assume people aren't going to tell you what the deal is, whether they like you or not. But at least I had the respect of the people that I was working with. And then apparently that amounts for very little.
Mm-hmm.
I hate people.
They want the boats built, but they don't want any people to work there.
Yeah.
Bring in the fucking robots.
Yeah, they're like, well, we can't find anybody to come work here. I'm like, I wonder why.
Yeah. Well, it's like the prison sending me a letter offering my job back.
Right.
After they fired me.
Yeah, like if I wanted it, I would have come and gotten it.
Yeah. Like I even got messages from higher ups at the prison, like personal messages. Like, hey, I know they sent out these letters. You want to come back to the prison? I was like, I'm already back in Southern Oregon. No. Like, absolutely, like, nope. And I got another notification about it, like after Sarah and I had split up. So then I had zero reason to stick around. And I still was like, no, I just don't want to go back to that world. There's a reason why you guys are so short-handed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's every once in a while you need to remind yourself that there's a reason you don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like I may have to dip back into the world of sales, but like there's a reason I don't do that anymore. I don't like the person I am when I'm doing sales.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I was explaining that to someone the other day about like the prison and working in that, the security world I was in, prison, like.
I should clarify commission sales.
Yeah. I just don't want to deal with that. Like conflict resolution. I am really good at conflict resolution. I'm smart enough to talk my way out of it and not.
You're good enough. You're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
Like, yeah, yep. Right. Well, especially in the prison, I'm smart enough to talk my way out of stuff. I'm tough enough.
Or into stuff.
Yeah, right. Tough enough to survive most of what's happened to me. Or I guess I have survived everything.
I was gonna say, wait.
So far.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. So those kind of conflict resolutions, I'm really good at it, but I really fucking hate it. I hate going to work thinking, all right, what shit do I have to avoid today?
Yeah.
Like what kind of stuff am I going to have to like drink away later tonight?
What bullshit am I going to have to cycle out of my system tonight?
Mm-hmm. Right. And, and like I had plenty of people say, hey, when you go to prison, like, try not to get jaded. And I always made the joke, I've seen enough shit. If I was going to be jaded, I already am. But then I worked in the prison for 5 years and I didn't
got jaded.
I didn't like
found a whole new level.
Yeah, there's a whole new level of distrust of people, a dislike of people.
Yeah.
And I just want to get out. I wanted out of that world. So like you said, Jake, there's a reason why you don't do that shit anymore.
Mm-hmm. And like, I'm pretty good at warehousing. Like, it's a weird thing to say. Like, I am pretty good at working in a warehouse and running a warehouse and shit like that. But I'm not sure I want to do it again. And so I'm kind of I've been like in this last week I've been kind of stuck in this loop of, okay, well, what do I want? What do I do? What do I want to do? Like what does my next 6 months want to look like for me? Because realistically, the next job I get is probably not going to be my last job, and realistically, it's not going to be a good job. So like I have to like figure out what I want to do and how I want to go about it. And without a car, that makes things a lot more rough.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jake, I know a prison that's hiring.
Yeah, I couldn't get there in time.
Yeah. Damn.
If I left at the end of the shift, I wouldn't be back in time to make it for the beginning of my next shift.
Right. They got bunkhouses.
That sounds like I would be in prison.
Right.
I mean,
I never stayed. We had bunkhouses because so there was a lot of times when I would work at like an 18-hour shift, right, or 16-hour shift, and
which is it, Dave?
I had to count 8 and 8 together, so I said 18,
so
16. Yep,
16-hour failing math,
right? I can't fail it if I dropped it.
He dropped it. Yeah,
there we go.
That shit.
But I would work. I'd work a 16-hour shift. There's a third shift in between the overtime I worked and then my actual shift. I had a 45-minute drive to my house, one way. So there, it's like, oh, hey, Deaton, you can stay in the bunkhouse, and I'm like, I'd rather sleep in my own bed
for 12 minutes than sleep 2 hours. Yeah, no, 100%.
Not doing it.
Like I had to explain. I was dating this girl way back in the day, and I had to explain to her how important my bed was to me. Like, I enjoy sleeping here and being with you and all that, but I need to go home and at least get like an hour in my own bed. Like I need to have that physical and mental reset of my bed. And so I would like get up at 5:30 and go home, sleep for an hour and get up and go to work. And she was like, that's weird. I'm like, it's not weird. If you ever slept in my bed, you would know.
No. It's comfy. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I wish you would. I don't know. I'm confrontational right now, I guess.
What?
Me?
How would that ever happen?
Why would that ever happen in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can kind of talk about the Gladiators. I kind of want Dave here for it. And Dave.
Yeah. I started to watch it, but then I was like, I need to go outside and work on some stuff before it gets like to where I don't have time to do it. And so I went out there, and then Dave showed up, and so I was like, well, guess I'm playing Call of Duty.
Guess that's what time it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen came home. She's like, "Do you want to go with us and walk the dog at the park?" I'm like, yeah.
Wait, you
And I'm
have a
glad
dog?
No, we don't have a dog. Jen's mom has a dog.
Oh, I was like, I don't remember you having a dog.
No, I would not have a dog in this apartment. I'd have a cat.
I'm about to have a cat.
Oh yeah?
My sister moved back to Myrtle Creek from
Oh yeah.
Portland Tuesday, which means my parents will be moving back into my house and bringing their now 2 cats, because I wasn't allergic to one already, so why not have 2?
Why not?
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. So this might be the last week Dave records at my house.
Fair enough.
Just because, I mean, like, they'll be sitting in that chair that he's in, one of them will, and then
The other one will be sitting in the other chair.
yeah, super awesome.
Well, while we're waiting for Dave, let me read you a few paragraphs about Bugs Bunny and the Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Bugs Bunny could have simply walked into Mordor. He would have shown up at the gates of Mordor in a disguise and been like, "Evil volcano inspection unit," and flashed a fake ID badge to the confused orc. To be fair, it's canonically established in Lord of the Rings that that's not important. The One Ring may not tempt Bugs, but he'd have other problems with the mission. He'd get lost halfway there. I knew I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
Get distracted enough to hand the One Ring to Elmer Fudd or Yosemite Sam as a prank, only for it to be stolen by Daffy Duck, leading to an ever-increasing number of characters on an increasingly destructive chase across Middle-earth, as everyone keeps stealing it from each other. Bugs would definitely pull the evil volcano inspector gag to get into Mordor. He'd then immediately turn around and pose as a customs agent, stopping whoever currently has the ring at the border and relieving them of it as contraband. This all culminates in an in-and-out brawl at Mount Doom. Bugs manages to reclaim the ring one last time as everyone else is fighting over each other, only for Daffy Duck to come out of nowhere and grab it out of his hands. Laughing maniacally, Daffy doesn't realize that his victory dance has taken him right off the edge of the cliff, until Bugs points it out, at which point gravity reasserts itself and Daffy and the ring both plunge into the fiery depths below.
That's awesome.
I would watch that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it could probably have been like, you know how Looney Tunes would do just any of their cartoons. That could have been an 8-minute cartoon.
Bugs Bunny in Mordor.
It would have been perfect. It would have been like, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. Yes. It would have been just like that.
Or the boxing match. Oh man, there's like 3 Bugs Bunny cartoons that always stand out in my mind. Is the one where he shaves Gossamer, the one where he makes Elmer Fudd fight the boxer, and he does the, all right, so none of this or this or this.
Oh yeah,
or this.
I remember that.
That one's good. And then it's just the.
Take a guess at what year that was. The Bugs Bunny boxing.
I'm gonna say 37.
Oops. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you. 37 is close. Actually 48.
Ooh, so not close.
I mean, relatively as close as the Heat and Nuggets.
As close as the Heat and the Nuggets, yeah.
Yeah, see, here it is.
Yep.
Meh. What's up, Doc?
Rabbit.
Now, okay, so this is on YouTube.
Yep.
If I show YouTube on YouTube, is YouTube gonna shut it down?
If we show YouTube on YouTube, well, YouTube, I would like to take this opportunity to let you know that what we are doing here on my show with Alex and Jake is protected under the free use clause as parody, education, and other forms of learning. So if you have a problem with that, I suggest you take your DMCA and shove it all the way up your butt, Morty. Way up your butt.
Look at these classics.
So good. Yeah,
that's
Is Dave shitting?
I mean, that would be my guess. I just heard the toilet flush.
Yeah, why don't you keep it down over there? I'm trying to watch a boxing match. Did you say something to me?
All right.
Yeah.
Back to the non-shitting people.
The non-shitters.
Oh my god, I listened to some of the Office ladies, and I was just like, I'm gonna pick something. I don't want to just go off of their last one, and so I found one. Rainn Wilson shows up there, and I was like, I bet he's not even there to talk about the episode. I bet he's just there to promote his newest thing on NBC. And yep, he was there at the start of the episode and talked about a little bit about the episode and the stuff that they're talking about. But for the most part, he was talking about his new book and the TV show that he's got going on where NBC paid him to travel the world to look for Joy.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is, but whatever. I don't know.
We'll find her. She's a nurse. She's in Pelican.
Yeah,
she's
a
bitch.
Hi.
She's a nice lady.
Oh God, I smell air freshener.
He was shitting.
I had the Bubbleguts. Mid-pod Bubbleguts.
Mid-pod Bubbleguts is the name of this episode.
That is.
Dude, I am on one.
Dave, 3 for 3 today. Prince David, 3 for 3 with a single.
Oh yeah, I told him about the name you used.
Oh, Prince David, since they got rid of my last name.
They got rid of my last name too.
Right.
That's what brought it up.
Mm-hmm. I was so mad. Like, all right, road to the show. Time to put it in. This is my favorite part of the show. I actually get to hear my name.
Exactly.
My name. What?
Say it.
Say my name.
Say it.
You're goddamn right. If Heisenberg, I need to look up and see if Heisenberg's in the game, because if it is,
oh, there you go.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn Mike Hunt into fucking Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It is funny though, because they're like, and next, digging in Mike Hunt.
That's awesome. Can we talk about Ted Lasso with you?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll forget it you can talk about it. I'll almost certainly forget it by the time it comes around.
Okay. So
I assume they win the Premier League.
I don't think they did. No, they didn't.
They came in second.
They got second. Yeah, but they won their final game, and they
against
won
Man City. Against West Ham, they won their final game.
Yeah.
Man City won out to get the Premier League,
and they did it with the play from the first season that Nate created. The one where he's like, I'm over here, and he did it so perfectly. I sent you guys the clip from. Yeah. I think I sent it to you.
Well,
I may not have seen it.
I watched the episode right after you sent that to me.
Oh, nice.
Because I saw the clip and I was like, oh, that's season 1. I was like, they run this play in the game against West Ham.
Yeah. Yep.
West Ham.
Let's see if I have it. When did I watch it?
I think as someone who like kind of knows a thing or two about the Premier League, like I know what teams are good. It is a little bit ridiculous for them to be like, West Ham, the power of the Premier League. It's like Man City, Man U, Chelsea, and Arsenal all still exist.
Right.
And then you got Tottenham.
Yeah, and then you got Tottenham who
like that's all I know about Premier League. Mm-hmm. Like I named 5 teams.
I did enjoy in that episode when when Ted was talking about the different levels of English football, right? There's League 2, League 1, Champions League, then Premier League. But if you're in the top 4 of the Premier League, you go to the Champions League. But it's not the Champion League that's below Premier League. It's another Champion League.
It's Champion and Champions.
Yeah.
It's
like the Stanley Cup final and the Stanley Cup and the NBA finals.
Yeah. So, because I had thought that before too, when I was starting to get into understanding it a little bit more, I was just like, they got pretty much the same name for 2 different leagues, and they're 2 spaces apart.
Yeah.
And the best part about it too is like on top of that, you'll have like cup matches that happen too. So it's like, we lost like 3 of our last 4 cup matches, but we're on top of the charts in the Premier League, and it's like, and then the Joe Neckbone Football League, we're 3rd.
Right. You'll have one team that's in 3 different leagues playing for 5 different cups, shields, or trophies.
It's like AAU travel baseball. Hey, we played for a World Series last week. We won it. Yeah, how many teams are there? 4.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we got another one next week down in Phoenix. I'm looking forward to that one.
So as far as like Ted Lasso goes, it kind of wrapped everything up. Like everybody's story, I guess not everybody, but just about everybody's main story got to the ending you probably think that it should.
That's good. Hopefully they don't Parks and Rec it.
It wouldn't surprise me, because the way they ended it, like it feels like very much wrapped, but at the same time it felt also open-ended enough, because they go, okay, here's who the next coach is, because Ted's leaving. Ted's going back to America. But then they're like, here's our next coach, and what's going on here. Beard stays there because he knocked up his Jane, and then Jane and Beard get married at fucking Stonehenge.
Yeah. When it's zooming in, like, are they getting married at Stonehenge?
Yeah.
Like, that's
That'd
awesome.
be badass.
Danny Rojas has a girlfriend and another girlfriend.
He loves football.
Football is life.
Football is life.
Oh yeah, there's a penalty kick in there, and Jamie hands the ball to Danny Rojas, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I literally was like this. I'm like, say it, because I thought he was gonna set the ball down he did in season 1 or season 1. Football is life, but he doesn't. He hands it to McAdoo, who's got a fucking cannon leg.
And they're like, McAdoo has never kicked a PK in his life. And he fucking blasts the fucking ball. And they're like, oh no! And then they're like, wait. And they look, and he fucking kicked it through the net. Like ripped a hole in the net. And it fucking hit this. Who was the guy it hit in the face?
Trent Krim, the Independent?
Nope.
No.
Him and Rebecca went on a couple dates.
Oh, okay, that guy.
Yeah, they went on a couple dates, and then he ended up getting with like someone she knew after she was just like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, and then
also weirdly, that clip you sent me of the lady that plays Rebecca speaking in all those different accents.
Yeah,
like that got me going.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's the sort of thing that'll do it. Like it's Moira Quirk made me attracted to Australians way longer than I ever intended to be.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, she did an Australian accent. She did Irish Ukrainian accent. Yeah, Ukrainian.
German. She
spoke in French and German.
Yeah.
And
here's a question. This is making me wonder. What language would you not want to be yelled at in by a woman the least?
Oh.
The first one that comes to mind is Russian. I do not want to be yelled at in Russian.
Yeah.
I feel like because you said a woman, so I'm trying to think of the woman and the language. So in my mind, I'm like maybe Japanese or Chinese, maybe, or
that would be rough.
I'm going Cambodian.
Ooh.
Cambodia, yeah, that would be a bad one. I don't want that.
My buddy's wife is Cambodian. I don't think I want her to yell at me.
Mm-hmm. Because if she gets done yelling at you in Cambodian and you don't get it, she's just gonna hack you up with a ball.
Whatever languages they do the haka in, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want to get yelled at in some Polynesian.
You're laying in bed naked with a boner, and she comes in.
I don't know if she might scare me horny.
Right.
Scared straight.
She's blowing you, right? And she looks up and she goes, You're just like,
that is the finish of the haka.
You just hear come.
Oh god. And please don't. I almost said come after us, but don't say come.
She was gonna give you a haka cum.
The old haka loogie.
And she starts slapping your thighs.
Right.
Just slaps you on the chest a couple times.
Ow! Ow! Okay, I'm kind of into it now. Ow!
Oh my god.
That's like the first time I got choked. I was just like.
I got slapped. The first time I got slapped during sex, it happened in like the pitch black, and I was not ready
so
for
you
it.
don't even know it's coming.
I'm on my back, right? I'm just sitting there, just like, oh, this is cool. I'm enjoying this. Fucking, what did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sign any sort of release for this.
Right?
What the fuck is going on?
She just ninja vanished your face.
It's like, ow! Keep going, but ow!
Oh, yeah. The choking one, like hands on my chest, and they kept moving up slowly, and then all of a sudden they were both around my neck, and I was like, I guess, like she's not gonna kill me, so we'll see what happens.
But did you die?
But did you die?
Oh.
Yeah.
God, now I'm just thinking of
with the paint too. You got to have the.
Oh my god, I have watched too much wrestling because in my head I'm getting like any sort of Samoans, just those guys, and it's all guys doing
fucking Haku down there between your knees.
Or I now hear Darren doing it.
I'm just picturing she's the size of Rikishi though.
Oh, Lizzo?
Like it's a female Moana. And then she's singing "You're Welcome."
I don't know the
Look at
lyrics.
your balls, your shaft, your head,
your knob. It's adorable.
When you're getting blown by demigod.
Oh god.
I feel like we need to call up Misty Monday and make this into a porno.
I don't know her, but
she did the yeah, you do, the Throbbits.
But I mean, like, I don't know her.
Well, I mean, not in a biblical sense.
Moana's name is now Moan Anna.
Dave's over here screenwriting.
Right? He's already written half the script.
He's over here like, I've got it optioned already with Warner Brothers. Like
Porner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Wait a second. Light
Hold on.
bulb.
That's a shirt.
Hold up.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right here.
Something right here. I don't know why we're not doing Porner Brothers right now.
Oh my god. Why? Yeah, why has nobody come up with that? Porner Bros? You got Bang Bus and Bang Bros. Why can't you have Porner Bros?
Yeah, and you do the shield with a PB.
Welcome to the porno B.
Instead of
Welcome
fucking
to the
Bugs Bunny popping out of the fucking thing in the middle, it's just a dick.
Use more rubbers.
Right.
Oh wow.
I think we're onto something here, guys.
We have to have Michigan D Frog. The D stands for Dick.
Oh yeah, obviously. Wow.
It's been a fun episode so far.
Right? Moana. I had another one in my head, but I can't remember what it was now because I was laughing too hard.
Now that you're here, let's do the game.
Oh, okay, the game.
Robin, hit us with some game music.
All right, folks. So this is a test run of a new game I'm coming up. I'm workshopping. I'm going to describe something, and you're going to tell me where in the world this happened.
The internet.
The internet.
Gentle snaps.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so scientists have discovered a dangerous bacterium living in seaweed off of this coast.
Okay.
The seaweed, it grows in like thick tangled globs, right?
All right.
And they have found that this bacterium, when it washes ashore, will mix with silicates, and create a flesh-eating virus.
If that's not Australia, I don't know what is.
Is that so? That's all the info that's really out on it. It's fairly new.
Are we going just country, or are we going like?
You can get as specific as you feel like you need to, but where in the world?
I'm gonna go with Japan.
I mean, it's clearly Pacific Island or Pacific, not island, just Pacific Ocean.
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Nothing could live in the Atlantic.
It is not Pacific.
Well, then it's in Africa.
Well, India.
Okay, Africa,
India would make sense.
Pakistan, maybe.
When I say this,
Pakistan
you're gonna be
have a
like,
coast?
"Of course, this would happen in this place."
Russia.
It is Florida.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, the Atlantic.
They found this bacterium, and like I said, when it washes up, was it silicates or is it Plastic, something in plastic.
But one of the two. There's plenty of it in the Gulf.
Yeah. So basically, it's washing ashore in Florida, and as it decays, it puts off this really rank odor. But also, as it decays, it makes it viable to mix with the other stuff.
That's wild.
And apparently, coming in contact will eat your flesh.
Perfect.
That's exactly what I need to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I didn't need any more reasons to stay out of Florida, like that'll do it.
Need this? All right.
Hey, you got 20 more minutes, old man. Go home.
Go to your home. You too good for your home? Suck my white ass.
I need to print something. Then wait 20 minutes, dick.
Yeah, it's not like the mail is gonna come.
Right?
For those of you who don't know, it's like 8:40 at night. PM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
So this says that it if you've got a scratch or anything, it can infect that scratch, get into your bloodstream, causing severe life-threatening illness with symptoms that include fever, chills, decreased blood pressure, and blistering skin lesions.
So you're saying that people with like constant open wounds on their body should never go to Florida.
What about a giant gash?
No, she's still in North Douglas.
Oh yeah.
Old tomahawk wound.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right? It's always been one of my favorite descriptions of that.
Yep. Did you trip on something?
Oh, we're good.
Probably.
Oh, I didn't see the floor there.
Right. Yesterday was his birthday, my dad's, and
happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. And I went over. So I missed his birthday dinner because River had her softball game, which we usually record on Wednesday, all that shit. Anyway, I go over there because he always has these giant hamburgers. And I was like, well, I didn't eat because they didn't have it ready when I was leaving, so I'm going to go get it. So I go over there, and I'm like pissed off because it's 9:00. They were supposed to have their dinner ready by the time I was leaving anyway. They knew. I told them like a while ago.
No one ever has dinner ready when you need dinner to be ready.
No. Anyway, I'm just walking over there, and there's a fucking full cup of water just in the middle of the floor, and I didn't see it because I'm going to reach for the fridge, and I knocked this thing over. I'm like, who the fuck left a cup of water in the middle of the floor? My dad's like, I did. It was for the cat. I'm like, the cat doesn't need a cup of water. There's
bowl.
Better ways of giving the cat water.
And not in the middle of the floor. Put it next to a wall.
I was so pissed because there was like, it just didn't make sense. Yeah, it was a bright pink cup. And had I been looking, I would have seen it. But I still would have said, why the fuck is there a cup of water in the middle of the floor?
Who put this here?
Stupid.
Does me got a problem with that? Yes.
No, he didn't even say that. He's like, yeah, I fucked up.
Okay, well, hey.
God damn it.
Usually an apology is followed by not doing that thing again, but I would not be surprised.
Since when?
Have you met my family?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's no chance of them changing for anything.
Yeah.
They're going to continue their stupidity until it kills them.
Well, too much of anything will kill you.
Yep.
Oh,
back here.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to put my ass on the screen.
Right? So Friday, he had my dad.
Now I feel like I'm doing the haka.
Friday, he had to go to Eugene to have a polyp removed from his prostate or lower intestines, one of the two.
Something with the butt.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, so it was pretty tough. And we're pretty sure it's the start of cancer. But we think we can just remove that section of your colon. That's the word. Your colon. And then you won't have cancer or any of that because we've seen it. We've seen it soon enough. Yeah. But like when I went to pick him up, he's like talking and just like, I was talking. And I was like, this motherfucker's high, isn't he? And he's like, I feel drunk. And I was like, you sound fucked up. And he like dropped some change from his pants because, of course, he's old and carries like $7 in change in his pants at all times.
The only reason I ever have change in my pants is because I'm going to put it in my jug.
Right? Like, I don't do that. Whatever. And like he's trying to pick it up instead of getting dressed, and the nurse, like, there's a curtain between us. She's like, hey, if you're trying to pick that up, don't. We'll get it for you. And he's like, huh?
Huh?
Okay. And so he finally gets dressed, and we go to leave, and they're like, here, hold him right here on his arm. And like he stands up, and I'm like,
he's like 1,100 pounds. What do you mean hold him?
Well, but it was enough that in his wastedness, it was like that extra balance. It's kind of like using your thumb on the center of the steering wheel. It was like that. So he was like, oh, okay, I'm good.
I can keep it on the white line.
I always did the two thumbs. I went to 10 and 2 and put my thumbs up. But then I was wiggling my thumbs.
Dangerous.
Did we never teach you the one thumb thing?
No, hey, that's why he drove into somebody else's yard.
Oh, that's the problem.
No,
I need to teach you the one thumb thing. You put one thumb in the middle of the steering wheel.
Bottom of the steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And put your hand on your lap and your thumb on the bottom of the steering wheel.
And that keeps you from swerving. I don't know why I'm teaching people how to drive drunk, but it keeps you from swerving, and you have better control. And it doesn't help your reaction time or anything, but it helps you drive straight.
In a straight line.
And if you have cruise control, use that.
Yeah, no, I wrecked because I was pretending I was in Fast and the Furious.
Oh.
Wow.
It's the first time in my life I owned a fast car.
You got a van car.
I can never understand what that dude is saying in that song.
Nobody does.
And
it's provocative. No, I think one of those
Tracy
fat
Chapman?
country guys sings it now too.
Oh well.
It's like when there was this band called Old Crow Medicine Show, and they did Wagon Wheel, which Darius Rucker made famous. But like they did it in a bluegrass style, like the way the song was written by Dylan, and like it sounds badass. And then Darius Rucker gets he's like, and I'm playing a country song. It's so fucking bad, and everybody's like, this song's amazing. I'm like, well, listen to a good version of it.
Yeah. No, I like both versions, but yeah, I really do enjoy it. I'll listen to the Old Crow Medicine Show version first.
Is he almost done? What the fuck is he doing?
Hootie? Who knows?
Yeah, he's probably hanging out, playing shows.
One thing that was kind of funny is Jen, one of her company's clients is Dave Matthews, and like she's cleaned his house a few times, and apparently he likes to fuck with the cleaners. Like, he'll jump out of closets and shit. But like apparently he wasn't there when she was there, and she's in cleaning one of his rooms, and she looks down and there's the lyrics of a song he's working on.
Oh shit.
And she's like reading the lyrics of this new Dave Matthews song that's not out yet. I'm like, that's some fucking crazy privileged information to get. Just like in these people's houses, and you just look down and there's Dave Matthews work. I think that's cool.
Just scribbling out a hit.
Yeah, I'm not a Dave Matthews fan by any stretch of the imagination, but it's cool. Like him, the lead singer for Death Cab for Cutie is one of their clients. Like it's pretty legit.
That is interesting.
What's the guy from Death Cab for Cutie's electronic band?
That's a good question.
Electric Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah, I used to listen to
for Cutie.
E-Cab for Cutie. I'm looking it up now because it's going to be in my head.
In your head. Zombie.
Oh my god.
The Postal Service.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Does that make sense? You guys need to come down here and watch Vanilla Ice at Seven Feathers.
When is that?
Like Scrubfest time.
Okay, I might be able to make that happen.
Like end of July, something like that.
I might be able to make that happen.
Well, I might not even be here if it's that.
Oh yeah.
Be in Arizona.
Where are you going to Arizona?
Sister's getting married again.
Nerd.
Well, I'm appreciating it.
If Billy's not going, why should you go?
It's good. Then I have one up on him, and I can use it against him.
That's fair. Dude, check this shit, Lunchbox. Dave's brother is not going to his sister's wedding.
Okay. Why?
Why?
I have theories. We haven't figured out why they're not going.
We haven't figured out why.
But I have a pretty good feeling about my sister-in-law not wanting to go to Arizona in July. But also, I've got issues with that because a lot of times we'll have family things. And
you guys are Pacific Islanders. What are you complaining about heat for?
She's white as shit.
She's white.
Oh.
She's Tiller white.
Withdrawn.
Yep. But she, so we'll have family get-togethers, but she'll come up with a reason why Billy and the family can't come. But if she's got her second cousin's fourth wedding, like past our house,
like driving past their house on the way to it.
Yeah, driving past my family home to her third cousin's 17th
baby shower,
baby daddy's birthday or something like that. Like they're there. She'll drop everything so they can make it. Like there was one Christmas when I was living in Washington, I only had 2 days off, and it was on Christmas. And I told my dad, and my mom was in the Philippines visiting family over there, so my dad was going to be alone for Christmas. So I said,
I'm on my way.
I said, hey, me and Kaylee, the girl I was seeing at the time, I was like, we're going to come down here so that we can come see you and spend some time with you for Christmas so you're not alone.
Are you sure it wasn't Keely?
Kaylee. But so Dad says, he just said, hey, he's like, don't come down here. I'm going to be by myself anyway. I'm like, that's kind of the point. So I asked my little brother if he was going to come, if him and the family are going to come spend Christmas with Dad since he was going to be alone. He's like, oh, no, Dion's family's got a Christmas thing in Central Point. And I was like, they're all together. Like, your dad is alone. Like, why are you not going to spend time with him? So there's been
beef
history, and so I, whenever we have a family get together and Billy can't make it, like I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But this time I'm going to mention something and not care about
feelings,
what she says, because that's just how it's always been.
Yeah. No, it gets to a point where you're like, well, that's just not the way things are gonna be. Like, it's a little like I have a little bit different of a dynamic in my relationship in that her family is like right up the street and my family's 300 miles that way. But I still in a way feel like I do more shit with my family than we do with their family in a weird way. But like we don't fucking just bail. It's not like I'm driving by their house in Olympia on the way to Eugene,
Right. Yeah. So there's always been that, and like she said things like I'm going to school now. I'm living with mom and dad, right? So she mentioned it. Oh, she's like, oh, you're 36, single, and live with mom and dad, and I'm just like, hey, remember that time you got knocked up out of wedlock with a guy you've been seeing for a month? So, and your own family's shitty, so you had to live with his family. And like everyone looks at me, and my brother's trying not to laugh. She gets really angry. I'm like, it's got to go both ways if you want to flick shit.
Yeah, if you wanna throw bones, you got to be able to catch one.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's dumb.
Yeah. So it's like him not going to Arizona. It's like I'm not surprised, but I'm not gonna be upset.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I felt the door slam from here.
Yeah.
I think I felt the door slam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he definitely made his point. I don't know what it was, but he made one.
I don't know what it was either.
No.
But
you know what did have a point? The American Gladiators documentary.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh, dude, it's incredible.
Wait, are both parts online?
Yeah, both parts are now on ESPN Plus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I watched it last 2 nights ago, and then the second part I watched this morning. Like all told, it's like a 3-hour documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And the first half of it is like they talk about this, that, and the other, and they have this guy sitting there. There were 2 creators of the show, and one guy completely fucked the other guy. And American Gladiators started as iron workers in Pennsylvania showing up at the Union barbecue and doing these games to find out who was tougher, because you'd get to the barbecue, someone would start drinking, I'm tougher than you, bullshit, no you're not, well let's have an arm wrestling competition. Now all of a sudden we've got an arm wrestling tournament. Or I'm tougher than you. Well, I can kick your ass. No, you can't. Now we've got a fighting tournament. Pardon me. And so they took the idea of these games and they turned them into a TV show, and then they cut the guy out who created the show. And yeah, and
you give him the old Zuckerberg treatment, huh?
Yeah, and at the end of the first half of the documentary, like you find out that they haven't been able to interview this guy, the guy who created it, because the other dude, Johnny, owns the rights to his life story.
What?
Yeah. So he can't go on and talk to anybody about it without this dude's permission. And he's like, we'd love to get Dan's side of the story. He's like, oh yeah, why? Do you know why we can't talk to him? And he's like, I'd rather not talk about that.
Huh.
Yeah, like, and then the second half, it all comes together in this big fucking. It ties itself with a really nice bow in the sense that at the end, like the guy is just he's a total fucking piece of shit. Like he stole, like Elvis was a big deal, so he made himself look like Elvis and started impersonating Elvis and going around as the Prince of rock and roll.
Oh.
And he still has that look. He still looks like a fucking Elvis impersonator.
I did notice that.
So
watch it. It's good.
He gave himself a moniker.
Yes.
Wow.
Those almost never work out correctly.
No, they do not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't walk around telling people like, "Hey, my name's Handsome Dan."
No, but you do say, "Hi, my name's Handsome Dave."
Well, that's different. My name's actually Dave.
See, that is. You should start telling people your name is Prince David and see what
Prince David. I did for a while there. I used to always tell chicks that I'm actually partial royalty in the Philippines.
Because how are they going to refute it?
Yeah, like what you're gonna fly to the PI and look into it. We don't keep records in the Philippines. All we keep is bloodlines.
And blood.
And the skulls of our enemies.
We use those for cereal.
Yeah. Well, I used to tell people another joke that I used to tell people that I come from a cannibal tribe in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out I actually do come from a cannibal tribe in the Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that explains your proclivities.
Right? I love eating
That's interesting. Dave the Cannibal.
Dave the Cannibal. We need Dave the Barbarian. Dave the Cannibal.
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to write that down.
I conquer all my enemies and I eat their asses.
God damn it.
It's like, when I see Conor McGregor, I'm going to get right in his face. I'm going to come down his throat and I'm going to hit him right in the mouth.
Right. Oh.
I actually ended up, Bailey was watching The Ultimate Fighter the other day, so I, by proxy, was also watching The Ultimate Fighter because it was on, and I looked up and I was like, oh, this is more interesting than what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like, I watched the first fight and it was like, bah, the end.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right. Well, that didn't take long.
Connor's like, that sucked.
He's kind of walking around like, Fook, why did I pick that fucking guy?
Right?
Yeah.
I watched part of that show. Really, all I watched was that one highlight and how they pick teams. And it was like they have 4 groups split into 2 weight classes. And between the 2 coaches, they would each get 1 group from each weight class. And so Connor won the coin toss, and he picked the I think it was the 135 pound, and it was like newcomers versus veterans. He picked the newcomers, and then Michael Chandler picked the veterans from 155 pounds, and so Connor got the 150 pound newcomers. So it's all newcomers versus veterans.
Gotcha.
So Connor's team, anybody that wins from his team is going to be somebody who hasn't been in the UFC or fought in the UFC before, and all the others have fought in the UFC or Ultimate Fighter before.
So do they do like they used to, in that the coaches will have a fight at the end of the season?
That's the plan. That's supposed to be Connor's big comeback. He hasn't fought in like 2 years since his leg snapped.
So now he's going to get to titanium shin somebody in the face. Fucking Cowboy Bob Orton somebody.
Exactly. Yeah. The guy he's fighting.
Bionic shin.
The guy he's fighting, though, if he fights him, he's a pretty fucking tough dude. He like you look at him, he just looks like one of those fucking pit bull guys. He's like solid muscle.
Like Mr. Worldwide?
Exactly, but
Dale.
a real pit bull.
Oh, his ears are snipped.
Yeah, they are. Look at him. Or they're cauliflowered.
Cauliflowered. They've cauliflowered to a point, and now he cosplays as an elf.
Yes, that's exactly it. Oh, Dave, you missed the fucking. Well, you were in the bathroom, definitely not taking a shit. Jake read Lord of the Rings, sort of almost like fan fiction.
Oh, just send it to me. I'll read it.
I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more than what I read to Robin because it's the middle of, and then this could happen. It just wasn't as funny.
Okay.
But here you go. I sent it to you, and I read it on the podcast if you listen to it back.
You did.
All right.
Well, anyway.
I wasn't there yet. We got like 90 seconds still to talk to one another, to commiserate as men.
Whenever I play the show, and I'm playing on my franchise thing as the Mariners.
Oh, I was waiting to see if you were going to tell us if you were playing baseball or listening to the podcast.
Oh no. Like I'll be playing baseball and like I'll be up to bat and they'll be like, well, these Mariners, and I'm like,
they could have been anywhere in the world, but they're with us.
Here playing the Yankees.
But they're here marinering it up with us.
Well, Mike Hunt just made it up to the Rainiers, so he's fucking
really
killing it.
I started a two-way player, and then I was like, who's gonna take a two-way player? And so I'm in the Oakland A's organization.
Oof.
And I'm not happy about it.
I had to choose because for like 4 years in a row I ended up in the AL East. I'm like, fuck this.
Right. This is the one time I didn't choose, and I ended up with the A's, and I'm like, I haven't played it that much. I just got called up to their AAA team, and I'm already the best player in their entire roster.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna win anything with these guys.
You're like, trade me right fucking now.
Right. Well, I'm waiting.
Shout out to Slapshot. That's a great movie.
I'm still waiting on my manager to call so I can complain.
You're like, hey, how's everything going? I play for the A's, bro.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I keep getting pissed off at all these stories I keep seeing about Damian Lillard as possible trade. Yeah, and I'm like, fuck off. Because everybody's like, oh, he's going somewhere. They're going to trade him. There's two routes that Portland can go. I think because they don't want to lose their fans, they're going to try to build something this year. But they're going to fuck it up because it's Portland. They're going to screw it up and not get anything for what they want. And yeah, it's like, so their other option is to trade Dame away. And I don't see how that's good for anybody either.
I mean, you'll still get 15,000 people in the Moda Center because there's nothing else to do in Portland, but...
Right. I don't get it.
It sucks being a Northwest sports fan, dude.
Yeah.
We got the farthest road trip for anybody, so nobody wants to come here. Fucking it's dumb. Hate it. Stupid. And we can win. It can be done.
It has been done.
It has been done. We just need somebody. We need somebody like Mark Cuban to take the Blazers over.
Right.
Somebody who truly just wants to win.
Well, that's where the Phil Knight sale would have been great.
Would have been fantastic.
I feel like he would have got the right people. Nike would have been everywhere. Man.
Mm-hmm. The Blazers would have come out with a new uniform every game or every match or every series.
And somehow the Ducks would have gotten blamed for it.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, because they ruined all uniforms, don't you know?
Mm-hmm. They did. It's definitely their fault.
Honestly, Oregon really did ruin uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know how we have 100 billion uniforms? Catch up.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick one then. Non-Oregon Duck uniforms. What's your favorite non-Duck uniforms?
In college?
Yep.
In football?
Yep, college football.
I don't know. That's tough.
That's a tough one. I mean, I go off my favorite color combinations. Like I'm a big fan of blue and yellow together as a combination. So I kind of like Michigan's color scheme, but it's very bland. But it's very traditional. Fuck, that's a tough question.
Probably TCU.
That's a good.
Horned Frogs, that's TCU. A good one. One of my top runners probably was Baylor.
Son of a bitch.
That's another good one.
Their basketball uniforms are lit too.
Yeah. My random off the wall is the Terps, Maryland Terps.
Oh my God!
See, and I almost said them too because of their helmets.
They had some cool uniforms. So Baylor and the Terps are the two that I think of for non-U of O football team. Yeah.
But the reason I won't say Maryland ever is because that's where the Under Armour guy is from, and so he was trying to be Nike, but with Maryland,
he tried to turn Maryland into Oregon.
And it didn't work, and that's the only reason. Like, I liked their helmets because they were different, but at the same time, if you're going just helmets though, like the Army, Navy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
those helmets and uniforms are always cool.
Yeah, every year they come out with something cool. I dig them. They're always some sort of historical reference, and me being a vet, like I follow those games every year. Yeah, I work on animals now.
Oh, cool.
Wait, no, wrong vet. Shit.
Oh. Well, these people, they could have been anywhere in the world, but they're here with us. We appreciate that. Make sure you're checking us out on YouTube, where you can see the video version of this show uncut with the pre-show, or you can check us out on Spotify for just the delicious tastiness that we deliver. But for this episode, this edition of my show, Alex and Jake, good night, universe.
That's a podcast.
Ask your girl for a haka cum.
Yeah, go Ducks.
Yeah, go Ducks.
Make sure to go and check out definitelynotsellingdrugs.com.